Hey, what do you think about the Eagle Bearer? Is it worth all the fuss? I got answers. I got 5 builds. And if you don't have the EB yet, you definitely need to watch, because I'm going to show you how to make the poor man's Eagle Bearer. But be warned, if you use it, you might retire your quest for the EB permanently. And we're starting right now. The other day, I asked the community where they stand with the Eagle Bearer. 70% said they don't have it yet. 50% have succumbed to the idea they may never get it. Of the 30% that do have it, only half are actually using it. I'm one of those who don't use the Eagle Bearer. I've tried dozens of builds, but in the end, there was always a better assault rifle to run with. This problem ends here. Today, I'm going to give you 5 builds, precisely tailored to the EB's talent. And if you don't have the EB yet, I'm going to show you how to make a non-exotic version. I will be using both on each build during the gameplay, and I'll leave it for you to decide which is best. Eagle Bearer, poor man's Eagle Bearer. Eagle Bearer, poor man's. EB, PMEB. The Eagle Bearer is an assault rifle you can only get by completing the Dark Hours raid, and by the grace of the Almighty RNGesus. It has a higher base weapon damage than its non-exotic cousin, as well as a larger mag size with 60 rounds. It has a defensive talent, the Eagle Strike. Basically, a headshot kill will delay all damage to you for 15 seconds. When time is up, all that pent-up damage you took will come back to haunt you, often to death. Yup, this weapon can kill you. It balls up everything the enemy has, then hawks it at your face all at once, sort of like a killer loogie.
Ew, yuck!
I know what you're thinking, but no, any heals or armor on kill you took in during that 15-second window won't negate it. Just pray to God you're full armor when the damage hits.
Why do we do this to ourselves?
You can be immune to all that pent-up damage, up to 100% if you get 3 kills in that 15-second window. So there it is, people. That's the bottom line. In order to make full use of the Eagle Bearer, you need to be able to get 4 consecutive kills in 15 seconds. The first of which must die by a headshot.
Situational much?
What I'm calling the poor man's Eagle Bearer is the closest thing to the real thing. It uses the same AR variant. The base damage is lower and the mag is smaller, but it makes up for that with 10% damage to targets out of cover. The EB has headshot damage here instead, which is not as good. You can put a damage talent on this, like Strained or Optimus, but to keep on theme with the EB, you need a standalone defensive talent, something that doesn't require a skill to be applicable. There is only one talent that fits this mold, and that is Preservation. Like the EB's Eagle Strike and Tenacity, it rewards you for a headshot kill. However, this talent gives you 20% armor on kill over 5 seconds. If the kill is from a body shot, you still get 10% armor on kill. The EB gives you diddly squat for a body shot, and the poor man's EB doesn't kill you if you don't get those consecutive kills. Instead, a 4 kill streak gets you 40 to 80% armor on kill, and you don't have to get them all in 15 seconds to benefit. In the gameplay you've been watching, I'm using what I consider our base assault rifle build. It's using what many would call the best in slot gear pieces and talents for ARs. I'm using Obliterate and Vigilance for talents, and the Coyote's Mask for more crits. It's spec'd all into damage, and Gunner is equipped for 10% armor on kill. So let's see what it can do. Keep in mind that the main purpose of build 1 is to set the high limit for weapon damage. For builds 2 through 5, we want to get as close as we can to what build 1 can do, but with more survivability. You'll see why survivability is suggested in the gameplay. My goal is to make the most out of the Eagle Strike and Tenacity, which is why I'm not going to be hunkered down in the background somewhere. Instead, we're going to be staying on the front line, looking to jump on every opportunity to make use of that immunity with headshots and chain kills. Okay, here are the build rules to make the most out of the Eagle Bearer and the poor man's variant. First, you need to say no to tanks. If you can't get 4 consecutive kills in 15 seconds, then there's no point in using this weapon. For this, you need all the weapon damage you can afford on your build. Say no to heals and armor regen. Your goal with the Eagle Bear is to be damage immune. When Eagle Strike is active, damage is delayed. Then it hits you all at once. Heals and regen won't minimize that. And defensive attributes on your build will only make it much more difficult to get your kill streak in time. Okay, switching to the poor man's EB. Say yes to run and gun. First, you need to be as close to the enemy as possible to guarantee a headshot kill with this beast of a gun. Second, if you're not pushing hard on the enemy, you're not going to get that kill streak in time, and you won't be fully immune to the damage delay. Every time that damage hits you, you'll be asking, what's the point of this all? You must kill to live. Healing over time is just not fast enough, but you're not always going to be 100% immune, so you still need a way to heal up as you're getting your chain kills. If you stop for an armor kit, all that pent up damage will waste it. Armor on kill is your best option. Not too much, only 10 to 20%. If you're getting your 4 kills, you'll be immune to damage, and we will still be getting 40 to 80% of your armor back. Armor on kill is just a fail-safe when you're not chain killing. You need protection from damage. When you activate Eagle Strike, the clock is ticking, and you're not always going to get your 3 additional kills in 15 seconds to be fully immune, but you will surely be shot at while trying. So you need barriers between you and the bullets to prevent or otherwise minimize the incoming damage. Your direct options are bonus armor, defender drone, protection from elites, and of course the shield. You can minimize damage indirectly with the decoy, turret, and attack drone. Above all, prioritize bonus armor. All these rules still apply for the poor man's Eagle Bearer too. There's just no downside conditions to the talent, only upsides. I can feel that damage to targets out of cover. It equates to more than the higher base damage of the EB because it's a multiplicative damage type. And this gun isn't fully optimized yet. I'm still missing a lot of health damage on it too. Okay, so we need to stay as close to this damage output as we can, but we need the survivability to push up on the enemy as much as possible. Build 2 is a similar concept, but we're bringing in a little protection from elites to prevent incoming damage. We have Obliterate, so crits are important to have also. I swapped out the backpack for Memento so we can get that critical bonus armor on kill. Also, the 25% short-term weapon damage boost. The long-term buffs will be handy, of course. I'm using the Survivalist specialization for 10% protection from elites. I have protection from elite mods on every piece available, including the improvised holster. This brings us to a total of 61% protection from elites. I'm using the death grips for 10% armor on kill. That's our heals. If you don't have this item, then put improvised gloves here with armor, crits, and a protection from elites mod. Then swap out the specialization to gunner for 10% armor on kill. That might even be the better way to go for this build. Don't run 2-piece spellstone though. That set runs all armor cores and also give you 1% armor regen. You'd rather have damage in these places instead. Kill to live, remember? Stats. We have 54% crit chance, 122% crit damage, and 95% headshot damage. That's on 1.1 million in armor. I don't suggest you run more armor than that. Hey, I realize I'm going through the builds quite quickly. I'll be giving you another high-level view of the build at the end of each gameplay segment. For skills, I have the defender drone and the shield. You know I'm not a shield lover, but for the Eagle Bearer builds, it's a must. I'm calling this system Dura Shield. It has 4 layers of damage protection. It has the hard shield, defender drone, bonus armor, and protection from elites. The hard shield and drone serve specifically to protect your bonus armor. As long as that is up, you're not taking damage. Protection from elites is your failsafe. If they get through your bonus armor, then impact is minimized from these bullet sponge elites.
I wear square pants.
If you like build 2, then you're gonna love build 3 coming up. Build 2 works out nicely indeed. I still think we can improve our time to kill and add a little more survivability. The pieces are a little different, but Build 3 is similar in concept to Build 2. The crit chance and damage is just about the same. Both have 1.1 million armor, the Memento backpack, and 10% armor on kill. I've swapped out the knee pads for an improvised piece so I can increase the protection from elites to 73%. Another important change is that I swapped out the chest talent Obliterate for Intimidate. This gives us 35% amplified damage versus 25% increased damage from Obliterate. That's a huge difference. That damage is available instantly as long as we're within 10 meters and have bonus armor. That should help us kill faster, because with Obliterate, we have to hit the enemy with 100 bullets to get the full 25% weapon damage bonus, then maintain it. The downside is that Obliterate works at range and in close combat. For me, it's important the build is spec'd into the 3 kills in 15 seconds requirement, and shooting at range isn't going to get the job done. And the protection from elites will help us go toe-to-toe more with the elites, whether tenacity is kicked in or not. And remember, the main purpose of the shield is to protect your bonus armor. The more you protect it, the more Intimidate is in effect also. Okay, switching to the poor man's EB for a minute. This is working out nicely, right? But don't choose your favorite yet, because Build 4 has a nice twist to it that might just be your thing. Build 3 is awesome, no doubt, but let's switch a couple of things. Let's drop Memento for the Coyote's Mask. This is going to give us 25% critical hit damage bonus basically all the time. That'll mean more than the 25% weapon damage bonus from the Memento trophies. Plus, it doesn't require a kill to get it. We're going to lose the extra armor core, which was nice to have, and the long-term buffs as well. But instead, we're going to have Adrenaline Rush, which is going to give us up to 60% bonus armor refreshing every 5 seconds. Also, because I'm putting on the Grupo backpack, we're going to add even more crit hit damage. I know that Memento is nice to have on a run and gun build, but being able to have more bonus armor for longer with a constant refresh happening without a kill, we're going to be doing a better job at preventing damage. We will also keep Intimidate active more often. We still have 73% protection from elites, and we will still be using both skills to protect our bonus armor. 49%. This is usually enough for heroic content anyways. Let's see if that's enough for the EV too. We're still using Intimidate on the chest and Survivalist as a specialization. And of course, the 10% armor on kill from our Death Grip gloves. As always, right off the bat, this 3-piece makes an impression. For the slower, harder hitting ARs, Striker is the cure. I'm not saying this build is the best of all, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But that handling and speed is a nice thing to have. You might also try this with Adrenaline Rush on the backpack. Like I've been saying, for the EV builds, think in terms of 3 kills in 15 seconds. Don't look beyond that metric when deciding what pieces to run. We're talking burst damage, burst heals, as much as you can for an AR build that is. Build 5 has almost half as much crit damage as the rest. It's not easy to detect that. Have you noticed I don't take my builds to the range too often? It's helpful from time to time, but there's no better test than to see how it pans out in these control points in the open world. When you can catch them at the spawn point 9 out of 10 times and drop them like dominoes, you know your build is in the right place. Don't forget, you're invited to join me and agents just like you on my Discord, Twitter, and more. Head over to team up, level up your gameplay, or just hang out. Also, now's a great time to subscribe if you haven't yet. If you like this style of build video, then I suggest you check out these Division 2 build videos also. Tux out.
Rogue agent neutralized.